Welcome to Full Throttle Vision with Tony and Jersky. Jeremy, how are you today, buddy?
Good. Hungover like
Good.
almost every Wednesday, but I'm good.
I was worried about your phone call last night at 11 o'clock. He's like, it's 40 degrees. We're partying. I got crusty boogers hanging out because it's 40 and it's going to be 30 when I get home. I said, oh, Jesus. Let's see if he's – there we go. Hair of the dog for the morning. I see it. Get a little liquor and you get you moving.
It's juice.
Yeah, my ass, it's juice. So Jersky's checking in from Ohio. You can see he's a little under the weather. Speaking of Ohio, we have an Ohio kid coming on today. Where is Daniel Robey from Urban Rides Magazine? Now, Daniel, I see you're driving. Where are you up to?
What up? I don't know if I'm on yet, but can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can see you. We can hear you.
What's going on? I'm just rolling down the road somewhere in, I believe I'm in Tennessee now. Just leaving. I was in the ATL last night picking up a motorcycle. What's going on, guys?
You travel more than probably anybody I know, and I travel a lot. I mean, I even think about how much I move, but you are constantly on the move, going somewhere, doing something. If you don't know who Dan Robey is, Urban Rides Magazine came around in 2019. We were just showing your logo. It said, established 2019, and we became friends real quick at Bike Week. And I love what you were doing, and you kind of get along with everybody. Kind of explain who you are and where y'all came from.
Sure, man. In 2019, all the pretty much all the national magazines, actually the beginning of 19, all the national magazines went out. All the national print magazines, and I got hooked up with a couple of the guys from the magazines, and I was like, you know what? There's a lot of cool bikes out there that need to be shown. So started a magazine. Been doing it since 19. We started in our first one was in Sturgis. Sorry, my truck's making weird noises. But yeah, man, we just travel all over the country. We're one of the only national magazines that, literally we are everywhere from Arizona to Sturgis to East Coast, West Coast. We travel everywhere. We do a little show called the Urban Rides All Cycle Showdown, which is a traveling, bike show. We do that. We do about 10
We're going to hit
of
on
those
all
a
your
year.
events you got coming up. I pulled all those off Myrtle Beach and everything like that. Now, you're based in Ohio or Myrtle or both?
Both. Usually I'm in Myrtle. I'm going back to Ohio right now. I've got to get some stuff ready for Daytona, but I usually live in Myrtle in the winter and Ohio in the summer.
You're a snowbird. Look at this guy. So, and I pulled pictures up of you and the bike. You just posted something about how you sold it. And this is the bike that we first met you on. And that picture's right there at the Full Throttle Saloon. That bike was awesome, man. I mean, I remember when you started riding that thing around, and I mean, the audio in that bike was sick. And that was one of my first real introductions to the audio world was when you came around that year. And, I stay out of that audio bike competition world, and I think you're very heavily into it, which is why we have a good relationship because I'm into bike shows and Jersky's into bike shows, and then you're really into this audio stuff. Let's talk a little bit about that while he scrolls through these pictures of your bike, which is awesome.
Sure.
There's dragons and lions on it, by the way. Just making sure everybody knows dragons and lions.
It was called Inked. That motorcycle was one of the reasons I started the magazine because, like all the bikes I built before, were all in magazines, all got in cool magazines, and I built that bike, and that was my pinnacle bike right there. That was the nicest bike I've ever built, and all the magazines are out, so that's why that's one of the reasons we did that. But that bike, the funny thing about that was a 6-speaker heavyweight bike back then because it had drop rails and 12s in it. I had two 12-inch subs in it, and that bike bike's a middleweight bike now. That bike was in like the extreme classes then because of the 12-inch
a middleweight at best, right? Yeah, that's a middleweight just barely. So nowadays,
well, if it had 10s in it, it'd be a lightweight. It's the audio game is to give you an example, the bike I just went and picked up it's my audio bike. It's got two 12s and it's got 10 8s in it, and it runs just under 20,000 watts. But that bike is it's only a welterweight in SOS and a middleweight in most other platforms. So just the comparison of how much it's changed now.
The industry
and that's
has
just in like
changed with this
4 or 5
audio.
years.
Just so big. I
Oh,
mean, and some things that were monsters, 3 years ago are barely making it in the normal competitions. Jeremy, tell us, you judge a lot of bike shows. Talk to us about your feelings on this audio world that's coming in, because we go to Daytona and we judge a million shows. What do you think about the audio bikes compared to the bike shows themselves?
Well, you got guys like him right here that got an audio bike, but it's a nice looking bike too. And I know, Robey, you've seen some pretty raggedy sons of bitches with some pretty killer audio, but the bike's not real nice. You agree?
Oh, yes, there are definitely some out there like that, for sure.
I mean,
Wooden
because you
boxes
got to
on the
think they're
back and shit,
running.
wooden boxes with screws hanging out the bottom and shit, spray painted caulk and shit all over the place, But the audio's killer. But something like you got, it's a clean piece, it's a nice bike. You can put it in a show and it's audio, you know what I'm saying? It's clean. It meets all the, criteria.
Yeah. Well, and some of the bikes that you'll hear a lot, people are like, oh, the rolling boom boxes. Some of the bikes are giant, especially the extreme bikes, which are, the extreme bikes now are not really, they can move in and out of the ring on their own power. You can ride them in and out of the ring, but that's about the extent of it. You wouldn't want to go over, usually 25 miles an hour with the bikes because they are so giant.
I remember Jason Leese's bike. That thing, there was maybe a half inch of travel under those bags when he was moving around, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that thing was just, it barely got up off its nuts to get. Yes, it was a tsunami. Good call. That thing was a monster, but it couldn't go down the road.
Well, it took him from going to the Beaver Bar to downtown Sturgis, which is I think 3.5 miles, 4 miles. It took him a half hour to get there. Like he could go. Well, but with that being said, the bikes really, truly, the extreme bikes are truly unrideable bikes, but they're purpose-built vehicles. Because there's a lot of people that complain about that, but you also don't see a top fuel dragster going to the grocery store. So that's why I kind of tell people, it's like, they're purpose-built. There you go. But they are amazing. And this year is going to be the year of extreme bikes. Scott Owens just released a set of bags called the Snookies, which are over 8 cubic feet of air. So there's
Backyard.
Like
if you want to see that, Backyard Baggers just posted. He just posted pictures of that.
Yes.
It's bigger than he is. The bags are larger than him standing next to it. Jersey, you got to go look it up. Backyard Baggers. The box it comes in is got to be 10 foot tall.
Oh, it's huge.
And they're standing up tall. So when he takes the sides off, I was like, oh my God, you could climb. It's like a coffin. One of those bags is like a body coffin. I'm like, what in the hell?
Well, to give you the bags on my middleweight bike are big bags. They are considered really big bags. And they are 2.2 cubic feet. And those are 8. So almost 4 of my bags. Yes. But I mean, there's a lot of them that have been shipped out. And there's some bikes out there that are doing even bigger than that. I've heard stories, So it's just, so there's going to be some big bikes.
What blew me away was when I had a guy working in the back of my old office and he was doing audio. And I went back there once just after hours and watched him kind of messing around with the bags, and he had some sealed bags and he was trying to figure out. So people don't realize the math and ingenuity it takes to get some of these bikes to get the noise and the sound that it gets. Because let's say you need to put a speaker in there, but there needs to be airflow out. So the airflow out needs to be about similar to what the airflow in is, so you're not blowing that speaker when the bass hits, because there's reverberation. Am I correct so far?
Well, there's different kind of boxes. There's sealed boxes which have no port at all, and then there are ported boxes. Well, the ported boxes, each speaker just because they're the same size, they each need when they're designed, they need a different airspace. So like there's 12-inch speakers out there that require 1 cube of airspace ported. There are also ones out there that require 2 cubic feet of airspace. And when you put that speaker in, you have to figure out what port you're putting in, because your port, you have to tune your port to the hertz of there is so much science that goes in it. And when you put your port in, you put the speaker in, you have to take the airspace away, because in your braces, all of that takes airspace away from the back. So there is a lot of math that goes into it.
And to what he was doing, and this was what blew me away. Jeremy, think about this. If you want to find the airspace, even so, you don't know, because the lid has a little bit extra. Once you seal it in, you gain some, you lose some. What he did was he filled it with water. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? He goes, I took it off, and I sealed everything. I filled it with water, and then I took that water and I dumped it out, and I measured what the water is, and that's how I can tell what the airspace in there is that I need. And I was like,
sure.
Who would have ever thought of that?
What the accurate way is, you actually weigh the water, because X amount of water, the weight of the water is X amount of it takes up X amount of cubic airspace.
Crazy.
Yep. And that's what people use if they don't have like Scott Owens has like fancy 3D lasers and stuff. So if you don't have those, water or packing peanuts will get you kind of fairly close. But it's like I said, once it's crazy, the amount of technology that goes into it. Pretty amazing.
Oh, and then you have to be an electrician on top of that, because amps aren't the easiest thing to understand in the world, because they split them and everything in an amp doesn't go exactly. Now, I'm not the smartest on this one, but I know that they got crossovers and turnovers, and it's like you have to be very intelligent on how much is going in and coming out of that amp to each speaker.
Well, and your speakers are going to be a certain ohm load, and then your amplifiers are also going to be an ohm load. And when you bridge your amplifiers, you drop the ohm load in half. So if you have 2 ohm speakers, and you take you've got a 4 ohm amp, and you bridge the amp now is putting out 2 ohms. But if you bridge it down too far, some amps aren't stable. So you really got to know what you're doing, and you can run them in series. You can run them in parallel. It's big things. And I know enough just to be dangerous. And I've been doing this for years, but I don't, I do like my rider bikes, but my big bikes, like I said, I just went to Audio Concepts, and the man, the myth, the legend, Troy, that owns Zeus, which is the loudest bike in the world at this point.
Is that Troy Milner? Is that him?
Yep. Troy Milner, Audio Concepts. So yeah,
he had Zeus. Like I said, I know enough to be 2.0, right? And he's releasing another Zeus.
Well, let's see. There was Zeus 2.0. Now, I don't know. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see in Daytona.
Listen, Daytona's going to be awesome with the audio stuff. I just hope it doesn't take away from the bike shows in general, because yes, they draw a lot, but we all know if you've gone to an audio show, they do tend to drag on a little bit, and they're not something that is done within like an hour. It's unless you have 4 or 5 bikes. You have 30, 40 bikes in there. You're doing audio till the midnight hours,
It does take a long time, and it seems like everyone is doing pop-up audio shows. And I hate to say it, I like the old days when everyone talked, and everyone, you didn't have people just throw a show on out of the blue. Everyone talked, everyone would schedule their shows around everybody. And I've been doing this for a while. You've been doing this for a long time. No, I know. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what, PCB, that is the perfect example of what happens when all of the promoters get together at Thunder Beach. You do your show there, I do a show there, and it's like
there's no other show.
Yeah, you're not competing. Well, and we do 7 shows in 3 days there. It's amazing. Jesus. 7 shows, 3 days, and everyone has their time slot. We all work together. It's amazing. Everyone has a blast. The shows are good. And that's what That's why I love it. When people work together, it's so much better. And people get to enjoy all
Well,
the
the problem
shows. They
with
don't have to pick and choose
Daytona,
what they go to.
and Daytona has a lot of venues away from each other. Like Panama City
Sure.
Beach is fairly close. You know, you're not more than 3 miles away from your next venue. Daytona, if you're at Rossmeyer's or you're at Buffalo, you're at Broken Spoke does a lot,
Cabbage
or
Patch.
Iron
Yep.
Horse. Cabbage Patches is out there. The Speedway does their
Sure.
thing. We do our stuff at the boardwalk. There's a lot of venues, so a lot of openings at Daytona. And like this year
Well,
alone, there must be 5 shows. I think one day has 5 shows, and it's ridiculous.
oh,
Like
it's
Friday, all of a sudden now has, it's always been the boardwalk. And now,
Sure,
Bikes and
absolutely.
Base does their thing at the Speedway, which really never kind of coincided with us because they kind of do something different. Our boardwalk show is its own.
yes.
Now all of a sudden there's a Thursday, extra Thursday night on top of our Thursday where we're at this Grand Blvd Live. Now
Yep.
there's Wednesdays. Wednesday's always been Willie's. Willie's Tropical Tattoo.
Yeah. And it's it's one of those things where, but the tropical tattoo, that's for the chopper guys. So the bikes that they do, the shows that they do on the Wednesday, because there's Sound Wars on Wednesday. Those two, it's one, those two don't interfere with each other. You know what I'm saying? But
No.
there is just so much on top of each other. And I'll put it this way. And I usually have do something at all the shows. Try and promote everybody at all the shows. And on Friday's a terrible day for me, man. I love to ride, but I don't leave a 15-mile area. And I think was it last spring I did 120 miles, but I didn't leave a 15-mile area. Just bouncing to all the shows. It's like back and forth.
From
It's
Teddy
like-
Morris to Main Street to, I don't know if the Cabbage Patch is going that day, but yeah, that's it. You're just in that loop right there. Jump
Cabbage
on
Patch,
10.
yep.
And, yeah, it's I'm telling you.
Well, those are your furthest rides that you'll go is like from downtown to Cabbage Patch or out to Teddy Morris. Those are your long cruises. Other than that, you're not really going nowhere else,
Yeah.
Back and
Unless
forth
you
all
go
the
check
area.
out St. Augustine or the lighthouse, the
Sure.
Southern Lighthouse. Those are good rides. St. Augustine's great up A1A. Good ride
it's a
if you want
beautiful
to
ride.
go.
The loop and
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
Oh, the loop is
Yeah,
great.
I always do. Every time I go to Teddy Morris, it's like I go out of my way and I always take the loop, or at least part of the loop, go in there. It's at least you get a little bit of riding in. Sorry about my phone angle. The state highway patrolman that's directly in front of me probably doesn't want to see my phone up, so I had to put it down.
Well, legally, you
try
probably
not
shouldn't
to
be
wreck or
driving
get
and doing
arrested.
this show, but that's okay.
It's perfect. My eyes are on the road. It's great.
So we all help each other with the shows. I know I pulled up some of your shows you got coming up. From here and until Myrtle. I saw you posted some ads, so we can discuss those. First one, I know you
Sure.
had the Daytona Bike Week breakdown. I saw that, which was good. And that was yours. I think I'm on most of your flyers too. So because I try and do shows with you.
Yeah.
You travel. I don't travel as much as you do, but I try and get to the big shows like Panama City, and I used to do Myrtle, but I don't want to step in those toes. Like you said, you guys are all there together. If I were to walk in and try and do a show, I feel like I'd be the outcast and people would be hating me. So, but if we can bring up that one ad that says the Bike Week, huh?
Yep. Good. Yeah. It's
Don't get a
he just
ticket
pulled
now.
off. Hopefully he's not getting behind me. He stopped. He's fine. He's going to arrest somebody else. Perfect. All right, now I can go. It's great. Anyway,
John Arcade,
but,
can you pull up that ad I sent over? It says Bike Week events on the top of it. We're going to check through those right now. There it is.
and
Daytona
there's a couple
shows.
things that aren't on that. Yeah, there's a couple that aren't on that, but I try to get as many as possible, And when I made
Which is good.
people have added some since.
Oh yeah, like the Woodlawn guys at Razzles, I love it. I'm super excited to see what they do. Those guys seem like a blast when I call them. So, I mean, let's go through this. Saturday the 2nd, you got our kickoff at Teddy Morris, and then you got the BSM Builder kickoff at Broken Spoke.
Yeah, the Bike Show Mafia. They're doing. I don't think they're doing a show. I think they're just doing a party. I don't know.
Yes, he's doing
I
a
don't know.
party.
It's, yeah.
Okay, so funny story. I saw his thing and it said something kickoff at Broken Spoke. And I kind of got heated and I called him and I said, "The hell you doing? I do a kickoff on the second. What are you doing?" He goes, "Look at the time." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it was 6 to 8, like a party." I said, "Wow, man,
Yeah.
I saw red one." I'm like, "Why are you doing that to me, man?" He's like, "It's after your event." I said, "Oh, okay, never mind." I got angry real quick, but I'm like, "You call something a kickoff? I call it a kickoff.
Well,
Come on, man. You know."
hey, the funny part is, I told you that he was doing a party there, and you forgot. Remember the
Listen,
conversation?
I got a lot on my plate. I forgot.
You're like, yeah, I got a lot I got going on.
So I called him all hot
Well,
and
I
heated.
can't
He's
keep
like,
up
"Tony, come on, man. It's after yours. I wouldn't step on your toes." I said, "But you called it the same freaking thing, man. What's wrong with you?" Good old
Oh
James.
man,
Anyway, let's go back to that. We're going to go through those lists. Then nothing on Sunday. I don't even have a show on Sunday, which is funny. Sunday would have been the day to do something, the 3rd, and nobody's got a show anywhere.
Yeah, I can't
So,
believe you didn't
I
do
mean,
one.
I tried to put something together. And then the 4th, we got Bike Show Mafia is doing a trike show at Teddy Morse. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we're actually doing shows at the Wing House. So I added some shows on top. But again, those are going to be fun, hang out at the Wing House. I just look for something to do because we didn't have anything from Sunday through Wednesday. And then you got Sound Wars at the Beaver Bar. Woodlawn is a night show at Razzles. You know where Razzles is, Jersky, right?
Oh yeah, the little teeny bopper joint down the street from the strip club.
I guess those guys go in there and spend a ton of money and blast with them because they're doing it at Razzles. I'm like, well, that'll be fun. It's fun and different. And that's Wednesday night.
I will say the only thing I don't like about Bulls is I used to always stay at the plaza, and at like 4 in the morning, the crotch rocket bikes and the tuner cars would just sit there, and you know they're like, nah, 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 nah. They would do that for like hours. And oh man, it was every 4 a.m. Like man, I'm glad the plaza's shut down now.
Oh, you gotta love those
Sorry.
rev limiters when you're sleeping. Ding, 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 ding. It's like, what the hell is that? Is that my alarm?
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
Then of course you got that at 4 a.m. Then you got the blue hairs going for the blue paint special at 6 a.m. with the drag pipes, and you're like, oh my gosh! So you get that hour of sleep right in between there.
That's it. Get up, do a bump ski, get some coffee. You're ready to go. That's Daytona for you. I mean, well, wait a second. That's how some people do Daytona. Just saying. Bring that back up. Yes, I know, Jersky. I see your face. And then you got the Parowitz paint show at Broken Spoke, and then the Double D ride in at the Cabbage Patch. Okay. So Thursday you got Bike Show Mafia again, and then we got Thursday's a big day for us. We do a show at we're doing the Bagger Showdown at Cabbage Patch, and then at night we do the Grand View Live. So we're double doing Thursday. Friday, of course, is the Boardwalk Show. We are shooting for. I want to set the record. I want to set a record for Daytona for people to shoot for. I want 200 plus bikes in this show. I am calling out to everybody who has a motorcycle. Even we have stock classes. We have everything you can imagine. Jeremy judges that whole show and knows that we can put a bike in any class we have. And I've done 180. I want to say 184 is the number I think we hit. And I'm shooting to get to 200 bikes in that show. No other show in Daytona gets 200 bikes. Ain't that right, Robey?
Yeah.
I'm not talking entries. I'm talking bikes.
Dude, I'll tell you what, and for anyone that has not been to the Boardwalk Show, it is if you've got a show bike, it is a must-do thing because that is the best beach. You can go to what is Crab Shack. You can go, you can get something to eat while you're doing it. You can enjoy the beach. There's it's just a beautiful setting, and there is amazing bikes there. There's a lot going on. It really is. That is the place to be for your show bikes. And the nice thing about your show there is you've got classes for everyone. So it's the most eclectic mix of motorcycles at any show, probably I would say almost anywhere in the world, just because you've got everything from exotic bikes, old school choppers, big wheels, trikes. I mean, literally every Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Every kind of bike made is represented there.
Something like weird, crazy circus, anything goes shit built down there. You never know what you're going to see down there. And there's nothing like getting that photo of your bike on that boardwalk, though. That's epic, right there on the boardwalk. A photo of your bike
Oh,
out
absolutely.
there. Nothing like it.
And there's always
Now,
you
just so
can have
you
a
guys
stripper
know,
standing on it.
oh, we're gonna have we'll have the Fireball models there again. So the Fireball models, and I'm sure Chopper Dave will be there with his models taking pictures. But I know one thing we are gonna do is John, who's running the show for us right now, will be in Daytona, and every bike who enters this is going to do registration and go right to the side and stop and do a 5-second walk around. They're gonna talk about your bike while they film it, and we're gonna save that as a snippet, and we're gonna put those up all year long. So every bike's going to get about a minute walk around while you talk about it. Hey, my name's John. I'm from blah, blah, blah. This is my bike. It's called Inked. It's the first bike I've had with audio. And guys, I hope you enjoy it. Have a great bike week. Boom. And then we're going to do a couple little bit of walk around the bike and make individual ones of each one of those. And then use those all year long and put them up as reels and stuff like that so people can check it out. Again, that's something we're going to do because it's something different because the boardwalk is that show. You can't get a picture of your
It
bike
is
that close to the beach.
iconic. Yeah,
And
that is
again,
an
like you
iconic
said,
show. I mean,
when you turn that corner and you look down, one of the best shots is going up the steps, about 15 steps, and looking down the boardwalk and seeing nothing but bikes and people. And then when you walk it, you see, like you said, a 30-inch bagger, and then you're going to see a metric, an old Honda, 440 or something like that, and then you got a Goldwing next to it, and then you have a trike next to that, and then you have you know, a,
Little
a
panhead or
custom,
something.
an old panhead. So every bike you stop and look at, you go, "Oh man, that's awesome!" And then it's like a whole different genre because we've been so niche in this industry. Because your audio shows are all baggers. There's no doubt about it. It's all baggers.
yes, yep.
You know, and some of these shows have become more of the bagger style. To see the old Yamahas and Suzukis and BSAs and Harleys and Indians, and it is that eclectic group. And I'm glad you said it that way because that's what that show is
Yeah,
about. It doesn't matter what you have.
there is something for every motorcycle enthusiast there. That it truly is. Every brand, every style, every shape. I mean, you've got the Dracula trike that comes there. You've got,
Every
I
year.
mean,
Yep.
and you've got the what? Who built, was it Arlen? Who built the one Cadillac bike? I love that thing. That's it's a real thin. I think 30. But that doesn't look like it's even rideable, but they ride it in. It's beautiful, beautiful bike. I mean, you see a lot of bikes you've seen in magazines 20 years ago that show up there as well. It's like, holy
That
crap,
one
these
year
things
we
are
had
still in great shape.
what was that? It was an Audi engine, a helicopter engine, and had those two big wheels that were friction driven that you could crawl
Yes.
Oh,
through.
you're talking about the hubless that had the Rolls Royce engine in it. It was
The Rolls
front
Royce
back.
engine. That thing. Now I saw him start it and run it first thing in the morning, but he couldn't get it started after that because it was whatever. But I mean, that thing was just crazy. I mean, you could climb through the wheels. There was nothing there. They were hubless, and it was awesome. But that's the stuff that you see come to our show and then a rat's hole. That's what they do. They do the boardwalk, and then they want to go win that rat, and that's because they come from. Those guys couldn't even speak English. I think they were from different countries.
Yeah, you
And
get a
that's
lot of
the
people
good
from
stuff. And again,
Brazil, and yeah.
I was lucky to inherit this show. I didn't come up with this show. I was lucky to put my days and time in helping this show become what it was, to being able to take it over and bring it to what it is today. And again, we're shooting for 200 bikes, not entries. We'll probably have, if we have 200 bikes, we'll probably have 400 plus entries. But we're looking for 200 bikes for this show. If you've ever put a bike in the show, I'd suggest that Friday, March, is it 9th? 8th, 9th? Whatever the second Friday is of Bike Week. Bring your bike, put it in the show. I'll definitely show you how to get there. I'm going to make a big banner stand on how to drive down the boardwalk this year onto the sidewalk because people always don't understand it. We're going to build something so they know how to get in. And you know what? It's just going to be an amazing show. Now, let's talk about, I'm tired of doing that because that is a great show, and I can talk about that all day. You do a lot in Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is like your baby I've seen up there. You have what? You said 7 shows in 3 days?
Yeah, it is. Myrtle Beach is going to be off the chain. It's all, and everything's at the Beaver Bar. A lot of guys reached out to me. They wanted to do shows. They were gonna, and everyone was going to be on top of each other. People were going to be running to go to all these shows. I was like, I've got an idea. So I do a lot with Leslie Beaver. I've been doing shows in Sturgis. I do a huge show there for her. I do stuff in Daytona with her. Leslie's just a great person. She does a lot for the motorcycle industry. But so I talked to her and I'm like, hey, let's organize all these shows. Kind of took the format that I do in Panama, the organization that I do there, and let's see if we can make this work for Myrtle. And so what we started doing in Panama, 3-4 years ago, is having bike shows and audio shows at the same time, same place. That way people can get in both shows, and it's worked out so well. I actually travel with Sound Wars a lot, and we do our shows together. But we're trying that this year in Myrtle. So there's two bike shows and 6 sound shows. 6 sound shows, and throughout Myrtle Bike Week, sound shows are awesome. Crazy. I
did forget something in Daytona. I forgot. Let's talk about your Bagger National show on Saturday. I forgot about that. I don't want to skip that over. We got a couple ads for the Bagger Nationals.
And don't forget, I got to mention Bikes and Bass at the Beach, for the audio show.
Yeah, they're on Friday, right? They do Bikes and Bass. Yeah, Bikes and Bass.
Yeah,
who is that? That's Maverick.
The Hills, and they do and that's audio. That's the audio bikes. Really, and that's why the nice thing is it doesn't really interfere with your show, because real audio bikes, true audio bikes, most of them are not show bikes, because it's just well, even like my audio bike, it's done as best as it can. It's a beautiful bike. I mean, all the bolts are done, everything's done. It's matching wheels and all that, but there's still wires and stuff. There's just so many of them. The only audio bike that I've ever had where I didn't have any wires visible was my inked bike, and that's because I did the wiring a little different, because I tunneled it up underneath the seat, and which is next to impossible to do on these big bikes. So that's why they don't normally go to shows. So that's why like the audio shows don't really interfere with the bike shows at the same time.
So we were. No, I want to bring up the Bagger National ads here if you guys can, but Jerski and I were talking about making shirts for some of the things and saying, Full Throttle on the front, and says, this is why I came in second place and put a bowl of spaghetti for their wiring. And then we're going to give those as second place prizes. And we were making up some of the funny stuff, like, this is why I came in second place, and have like the words all shifted to the side and with a fender, and like, the fender all off kiltered, and like gaps
the
in between the words.
Rear wheel.
Right. Yes, remember I was going to do that? It was going to be a big ass. It was going to have a big ass wheel in the front, and the back of it was going to be like an old rusted fucking spoked wheel and shit, all tacoed and fucked up and bent and shit. It was going to say this is why I came in second, and then a rattle can spraying a fucking orange and shit like shitty ass.
So we were coming up with some funny stuff. I said, I bet people would be more offended than funny about that. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's
that's not good. We'll have to see if he's
in the fucking matrix.
Look at this guy.
Shake him.
It says,
Shake him up a little bit.
You must be driving in the country somewhere, because we finally got you back. We didn't catch any of what you just said.
Oh, God. Yeah, I've got a new shirt.
This guy.
I think he's doing it on purpose.
I think he is. I think that's how he's talking to us.
No, I'm not. Uh-oh. Am I?
You're kind of jumping in and out there, Rose. We may have to. There you go. You're getting back to. Let's. You got to get back to big town somewhere. You must be in the middle. All right. So again, we'll go up the Bagger Nationals. I'll hit on the Bagger Nationals while you're waiting for you to get near better signal. But that is the Saturday the night. That right there, and you're giving away big money for this. Look at this, $14,000 in prize money, and this is all audio. Bagger audio competition, right?
That's Limitless Lithium is putting on the Bagger Nationals, and I'm doing a audio bike show during that. So it's an audio show, and I'm doing a bike show inside inside the audio show. So yeah, we're giving away a huge prize on the show, and they're giving away
I'll
a
fight through it.
ton of money. I mean, for this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, 14,000 in prize money. And just so people know, this is at the Hard Rock Hotel in Daytona Beach, not the casino and anything like that. This is at the Hard Rock Hotel in Daytona Beach. And then would you guys still have that ramp that people pull in on, or did they, is that how
Absolutely,
you do
man.
it now?
Yeah, they ride up the ramp. It is just a awesome venue. It will be one of the pinnacle shows, like your boardwalk's a pinnacle for bike shows. This is the high class, inside. You're in a ballroom. Yeah, it's going to be, it's amazing. It's just an awesome show. And you can go to Limitless Lithium and pre-register. They recommend that you pre-register because there's only room for so many bikes. So you want to make sure that you get registered. Don't try and show up and register. They might be able to get you in, but there's only room for X amount of bikes. So you definitely want to get on there and get registered for both shows. The audio
Do
show.
they put them out on the patio too? They put the bikes out on the patio?
The big bikes are out on the patio. The extreme bikes are out there because they're too much for inside. So stuff starts falling off the ceilings. Yeah.
I was just saying, there's nothing like having an audio show indoors, man.
Well,
I know we're going to help.
Ballroom is giant.
It is big, very big, and I've seen shows bikes competing there, and it's so loud you can't even. You have to plug your ears in the back of the corner somewhere, and you're still getting blown out.
Remember the convention center doing audio in there? That was pretty loud too.
Yeah, well, Sousa did his show. Yeah.
Yep, that was a fun show. Didn't get as many people as I thought. Remember, I was set up there with you guys.
Yeah, they were. I think they were stopped. They were stopping. They could only let so many people in at a time because of distancing and COVID. And
do you remember? I walked around with I think I had a freaking cold French fry in my hand the whole time because I didn't want to wear a mask. I was being that asshole. They're like, "Sir, your mask." I'm like, "I'm eating."
Well, in between bites, you gotta put your mask up. Oh, Jesus! Listen, if this world ever goes back to that stupidity, I fear for us because you know that was just dumb. It was. Now, yes, I don't get me wrong. Yep. I don't want to be that guy that says I'm heartless because we lost a lot of great people through COVID and stuff like that.
Absolutely, we all know people that passed away, but some of the stuff they were doing just didn't make a lot of sense.
No, it did not.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're.
But if you remember correctly, we did that show, and then we did the you were at the Hill show too when they did it at Teddy Morris. That was when it was a nighttime show, and the next day they shut everything down.
Everything went down. Listen, in my life, I'll tell you, I had a lot of things riding on that year, and that week after Bike Week, and a lot of it got shut down because of COVID, and I don't want to go down that route because it's really it bothers me at times.
Imagine driving home from Daytona, and not everyone knows what I do. Besides owning the magazine, I'm in the bar business. I own bars in Columbus, Ohio. And I was driving home and I'm watching live as our governor says, all bars and restaurants will be shut down. I said, what? Yeah, it's like, hey, guess what? You still have all the bills, but you're shut down for 3 months.
That's when you stop the car and go, do I rush home or what do I do here? Because I went right after that. My daughter was in Indiana. I had to fly up there to get her because they were talking about shutting down state lines. And I was like, wait, what? So I flew to Indiana and within an hour of finding out that they were doing this, got on a flight, stayed the night. We flew back. I'm like, I'm not letting her stay up there. Do you remember, Jersky, you were stealing toilet paper from places because they were telling you went home with a couple rolls because there was none.
Wrapping that shit around me like 2 chains, like it was a big-ass necklace. I'm like, we got shit paper here in Florida, and I had toilet paper wrapped around me. My Uncle Rick was coming back from Bike Week from Daytona, coming back up here to Toledo. He was stopping and buying toilet paper and fucking steaks. He bought coolers, lining with ices, buying steak. He had all he was cooked out for like 2 fucking months. They had lobster tail and steaks and shit everywhere. He was buying all the meat up and everything. Shit paper.
Well, yeah, because you couldn't buy it in because I'm from Jersey's from Ohio. Because no one, my wife's like, hey, if they have toilet paper there, get some. Everyone's sold out, and everybody in Florida had out. Every time I went by, like when I was driving, I stopped at that Dollar General, going from the going to the dealership every day, and I just fill up my tour pack. I go back the next day and be like, all right, I'll get some more, because they only sell like the 4 packs or whatever.
No,
But
yeah,
hey,
and
I'm
the
with you,
one
man.
ply
One
4-pack.
ply.
Good luck.
One pie is better than no pie.
yeah, it's better than your hand.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my gosh.
Well, needless to say, Robey, we have a good time. We've definitely had some good times together all over the place. Like I said, you do what we do, which is weird because most magazine people don't get along. Let's face it, we're all out there for the same buck, kind of, sort of, trying to sell ads. But I think that your demographic's different than our demographic because you're more of a national, and we're more of a Florida based with what we do. We just travel around
you
to like
guys own
shows,
Florida.
which I'm happy to own Florida.
You own Florida. Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
crazy,
I'm
man.
happy to do that.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
you
'Cause I
own
always
Myrtle.
see all your stuff and you. Yeah, well, but you do so much. I mean, you do you do a lot of a lot of shows, like a lot of bike nights. I mean, it's crazy, man. You're the hardest working man in Florida for sure.
Listen, I'll take that compliment.
Look how big that fucking head's getting. Look at
Doesn't
it.
make me the richest. It
think
makes me the
it's getting
busiest,
fucking
you know?
Hey, I'm just turning this around. So there's Adult World. Huge
All right, we know where
Adult
Robey's
World.
going.
And then, wait, and then look at the size of the cross right beside it.
Oh, I know where you're at.
Yeah, I'm on
I know
75.
exactly
It's
where
like,
you're at 75. That's funny.
oh my gosh. Sorry, I had a call.
Well, you in Tennessee still? Tennessee?
That's
yeah, somewhere.
That's a valley right there between. Yep, I know exactly where you're at. I remember going through there, and I always thought that was funny. There's Adult World and big crosses on the side. Isn't there a rundown, like
Amusement park.
Amusement park on the left hand side there? Yep, there it is. Haha! I told you I knew where you were at.
Right.
I think I've driven that many times.
Yeah, look. Yeah, it's like, man, I'll tell you what. Do you want to jump on that Ferris wheel and take a spin?
No, thank you.
No.
Listen, I don't do the sky ride at the fair that we just went to. I don't do that shit. Well, Robes, I got. I'm gonna make sure I post all your events that are in Myrtle too, because Myrtle is when, end of May.
Yep. And also right after, if anyone's in the ATL area, man, I'm doing a big show at Falcons Fury Harley Davidson.
I actually have that ad if they want to pull that up.
We're doing a big thing for them, and it's gonna be a killer show, man. It's gonna be a good one for sure.
Check that out, Robes. I pulled it up for you. I grabbed that one. You said Falcons Fury. Of course, we're not going to talk about the attorneys because we are Frey and Hush, but that's okay. Audio competition and Sound Wars. That's pretty cool. And then I put some other ones up there. Let's do the next one. I think was Myrtle.
That's
after
Georgia.
this.
Is that Georgia?
That's
right there?
yeah. What's this one? May 18th after Sound Wars.
Man, if you can make, I'll tell you what. That is the best time. You've never been to one of my industry parties. It is.
No.
It is crazy, man. It is. We do. You gotta drive up for that. It'd be worth it. You would love it. Like we do. It's big things. We take over half of the bar.
If you could use some help doing some judging, I'm done. I'm doing one in Vegas May 11th, and then I'm back after that. I'll come up to Myrtle and help if you need some judging, and I don't want to come up there and just do nothing.
Well, I mean, I personally only do one show there. I steal your line too. I'm doing the kickoff show.
Nice.
But I do one. I only do one show.
It's funny. It says Daniel, but I think it should be James underneath there. No, I'm just kidding. I just gave you a hard time.
Oh man, but yeah, it's dude, yeah, Myrtle's a great time. Then we, and you're doing Surges this year.
Of course. So here's what we're doing. I'm actually, see, look at Jeremy. He's giving me the side eye. Okay, I'm gonna trailer my bike up to Toledo and meet with Jeremy. We're gonna meet up there and ride to Milwaukee the weekend before. with April.
Nice.
She's going to follow us with the truck and trailer. So we're going to ride to Milwaukee, about 5 hours from Toledo, not bad. And then we're going to spend the weekend in Milwaukee, and then we're going to ride to, or probably put the bikes on a trailer and then drive to Sturgis for the first Friday for our show, because that's the weekend after Milwaukee.
Yeah. Heck yeah,
So-
man. Are you gonna stay? You gonna stay in Sturgis for the week, or?
I think we're gonna. What do we say, Jeremy? We're gonna get done with Milwaukee and probably haul ass to Sturgis so we could ride a little bit.
Yeah, so we
Before
got some
everybody
time
gets
to
there?
ride before the show and stuff, because we're only gonna be there like 2-3 days tops, like once after the show, like 2
Yeah,
days
we're
or
gonna stay a
something.
little bit. I want to see everybody, but on Friday is usually our show, so I see us pulling into town maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. You know,
Ride for a
Nice.
little bit, and then and end up leaving on what, Monday, Sunday, or something, or what?
Monday, Sunday, Monday.
Oh,
It's,
man. You stick around till
What do
Tuesday,
you
man.
get?
My show's Tuesday. Come hang out. And there's cops everywhere. I'm doing.
that's gonna have to
there's
depend.
there's
It would depend on Jeremy and them, because they're gonna have to figure out when they got to get back to work. I can work from anywhere with my computer, so you're gonna have to
Yeah,
figure that
well,
out, Jeremy. If you guys can stay.
We'll bring her laptop. She
Yeah,
can
man,
work from
I-
there too. Fuck that, man.
because it's going to be. I mean, we're doing our show at the since the Beaver Bar's not there this year. Leslie didn't renew her. Didn't do her lease. She's buying a
Saw
piece of
that.
property to build a bar out there. But so I'm doing my show at the Full Throttle, which, man, it's going to be killer. We're doing the same kind of deal, Sound Wars and Urban Ride. So it's going to be a killer show. We kind of took over that Tuesday spot. We've been doing it. This is what, my 5th year, I think, and 4th year in Sturgis now. So yeah, man, it's a fun time. So
I do
And
see
it's-
us staying a
you've got
little
a
bit
new show
longer
there.
for Sturgis. Yeah, we do our one show Friday. I'd love to do more shows in Sturgis. I mean, if I go out there, I feel like it's a waste doing one show out there. You know what I mean? I almost want to try and set something up down at.
Gotta get something
either-
else going, man.
Yeah, I mean, what's the one downtown when you first pull into town on the
Even-
right hand
I
side?
was gonna say right down the right.
One-Eyed Jacks?
One Eyed Jacks is great. I mean, that's a great place to maybe do a show in that back area. I don't know. We just got to see if we can put some more shows together, because I love Buffalo Chip. I love that they let us stay there. They're the best place in the world. Woody's awesome. Everybody there is awesome. But I think we need to pick up 2 or 3 more shows to make it a reason to go out
Yeah,
there to Sturgis.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Without stepping on other
Absolutely. I mean,
toes.
Yeah, I mean, if you find a place out there that you want to do something, let me know, and maybe we can. If you find something, maybe we can put a little
Let's tag team. Yeah, audio and mic show together.
Do it. Yeah, do a little audio show out there too, because I'll be out there with the guys from Sound Wars. Maybe we'll work together, because I did that last year with Scott Owens. Scott and I did a little audio show out there. It was a fun show, just a little speaker class show, but it was just something else to do, just something that while you're out there, you might as well if you can add a show, hey, is what it is.
So
who
a
else
little bit
did
help.
do
That was
something?
that
What's
parking
that?
lot there?
Well, you also got the casino downtown in Deadwood, who could probably do something. I bet they got the bike wash girls there. I bet we could do something in Deadwood.
Well, they've
I mean,
got. Have
what's
you
up
been
with
to
the
that?
parking lot where the Beaver Bar was?
It's gonna be nothing, I think.
There's not going to be
Right
anything
next to
there.
the gas
But
station.
have you been to have you seen the new area beside the casino? I think they just finished it last year. They did a
No.
bunch of bike shows in that area. That used to be a parking lot there. Remember, everyone would put the parking lot right beside where the 2 casinos are at the end.
Yeah,
of
Cadillac
the
Jacks,
strip
right?
of
Is that what you're talking?
Yes. That parking lot that was beside there is a whole pavilion area now.
Oh, I did see
Yeah.
that. They made like a patio, like a bar or something, like a stage in there too.
There's a stage and all. Yeah, they took the parking lot out but they did. I think Jeff did one there with V-Twin Visionary. I think he did a show there. But there
I think I'm
were
gonna pick up the
shows there
phone and call
every
Cadillac
day.
Jacks. What day's good for you? Monday? You said, are you got anything going Monday
Sure,
there?
whatever. I ain't got
All right.
nothing going on Monday.
If we got a Friday and a Monday show, at least now that gives us a reason to do something else, Jersky.
There it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So, all right, I'm going to get on the horn and see if I can put something else together for us. Other than that, man, it's been fun. I hope you drive safe. I know you're heading back. Are you excited? Are you happy with this bike that you just picked up, by the way?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Audio Concepts is going to be doing big things in Daytona. There's some big announcements from the guys at Limitless Lithium. They've got some new products coming out that are in pretty much all the Audio Concept bikes. That right now they're only in the Audio Concept bikes. So there's going to be there's some stuff that will be in Daytona that is going to blow people's minds, and this bike's one of them. So
that's awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
That's awesome. You guys want to hit up any of the other sponsors that take care of you on a regular, and then we're going to say bye, and then we got to hit our sponsors and stuff like that. So why don't you give out some shouts and thanks to your advertisers and your peoples.
Absolutely, man. I want to say thank you to Sound Wars. The guys at Soundstream. Let's see, Insane Asylum, Metal Sport Wheels. Let's see, just picked up Gale Force. Awesome guys. Alan Palmer, thank you. The Euphoria people, just all the builders. Mikey Mayu, guys at Southern Boys. Man, I've got so many of the EIC guys. And if I'm forgetting anybody, you go to urbanridesmagazine.com, get your free issues of all the digitals, and you can also buy print magazines there as well. And hey, appreciate everybody. You guys are awesome. See you guys in Daytona. It's going to be a killer week, and I'll see you guys at the Backer Nationals Saturday at the Hard Rock.
That's it. We'll see you, Robey, Stan. Thanks for talking with us today.
Ohio.
There it is.
See you guys. Bye.
See you. So that's Ohio boy right there. He's Jersky's up there in Toledo. So what's awesome is he's been a great guy to meet, because he'll come and bring trophies to some of our shows and just pick a random, and having an extra trophy for a show isn't ever bad, because you give it to somebody who doesn't normally win something. And, it's nice because he's been a breath fresh of air, hasn't he, Jersky, to the bike show world?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's very animated and excited about it. Like we are. There's not many people that are excited about bike shows like we are, I would say. Do you?
I don't think I've ever seen him in a bad mood, ever. If he was,
I saw him once. He went an accident. He got an accident.
Well, that'll put anybody in a fucking bad mood. But I mean, just in general, with shit the way it goes, I never really seen him in a really, really bad mood. He's a good dude. Always good.
Yeah,
Always
good. Working hard too.
Oh fuck yeah, he does.
Yeah. Hard worker, traveled. Like you said, every time I talk to guys on the road going somewhere to do something. And, like I said, he says we work hard. He just travels a lot. I can't travel like that guy does. But, he's out there doing it. And I think it's great. Again, the bike show world's, between audio and bikes is in full force again. Do you guys get a lot of bike shows in Ohio? Do you guys, or is it just at major events like Ohio Bike Week and shit?
It's only at Ohio Bike Week. I mean, nobody's even heard of bike shows ever. Never.
Really?
Yeah, nobody's ever heard of any bike shows. And I don't think
so if you put a bike show on up there, people know what the hell to do.
At Ohio Bike Week. I mean, there might be something going on over at Mad River and maybe something downtown before, but it's not a thing. They don't do bike shows,
Mm.
They don't do them.
Well, maybe you got to put one on, Jeremy. Bring it to the world there. Make it happen.
I need to find somebody. I need to find some sponsors, somebody to do some trophies or something, because that's not my expertise.
You got me. We can figure that out. Speaking of sponsors and expertise, I want to thank attorney Fran Hosh. Hopefully we have her logo to pull up. She is our title sponsor of everything we do in the Full Throttle world here. Attorney Fran Hosh, 866-LAW-FRAN, lawfran.com. If you've seen any of her Facebook, they have a new baby goat. And this baby goat is everywhere. They do everything with this baby goat now. It's so funny. She took the baby goat out in the rain the other day, and she had an umbrella over it, and she was making sure it didn't get wet. It's the cutest thing in the world. Fran would love to be
Say it 5 times.
Work in a farm.
Say it 5 times real fast. Say it 5 times real fast. Baby
5 times real fast. Oh,
say
the baby goat. Baby goat. Baby goat, baby goat, baby goat, baby goat. I can't do it. But, Fran is great. If you guys need an attorney, if you're watching this and you're coming to Daytona, if you're in Florida, whether a car accident, motorcycle accident, any kind of accident, call attorney Fran Hosh. She takes care of the biker world like nobody else does, whether it's car or bike accident. 866-LAW-FRAN or lawfran.com. That's how you want to get a hold of them. Again, you guys all come down. If you need an attorney in Florida when you get an accident, this is who you call. She knows everything going on here in the state. Excuse me. So that's definitely our great sponsor of everything we do. She sponsors the trophies for Bike Week, the bike shows, everything, and is an amazing person and loves helping charities and everything about charities. They're great people. Rhett and Fran, Rhett's her husband. Fran, they do amazing stuff. So Jeremy, you know that they're probably on your shirt on the back somewhere or something like that. Speaking of shirts,
Oh
did you
yeah.
see that we got our shirt press ready?
I
We were
seen you
making t-shirts.
I seen you fry a shirt. I seen you
It
fry
didn't
one.
fry, believe it or not. The red was just got
Once
hot
it
and it went back to normal.
once it cooled down, it probably changed back to color, didn't it? Once it cooled
So
down,
the
just like
first
when you
shirt we
iron
do
a
is this
shirt,
red shirt, and what it looked burnt, didn't it?
fried it.
It it looked burnt, but once it cooled down, the redness went away. So, I'm sure Charlie would be here talking about it right now, but he is doing his civil duty, and he got jury duty this morning, so he is doing jury
Oh,
duty. So I don't know even if he's going to make it in today. They may drag him out through the whole thing because they like Charlie. With this country draw and stuff like that. They put him in he's done too many jury duties where they pick him for the whatever. I'm like, you just got to say
well,
weird stuff to
watch
get
him.
out of it, man.
Yeah, well, watch him get like a big long murder, like a big
Yeah.
nationwide murder case or some crazy shit.
Yeah. Where he's going to
You
go
go
for
see
weeks,
Charlie
be like,
for
come
like
on.
3 months.
He's sequestered to a hotel. Nah, that would suck. But anyway, we're starting to put some shirts together. I'm going to make your shirt. What did you want to say in the back? Professional bike judge.
No, I don't have to say professional bike judge. I just wanted to say the judge somewhere instead of like staff or something like that. Just judge would be cool.
Okay. So you want to put it on the back of the real big on the front? What do you want to do?
Well, what do you got to do? You got to have it specially made, right? Like the thing for it. You can't just put it
So it's
together.
a heat press. Yeah, it's a heat press. So I got to create things on a press to make it, and then I can put it on a shirt. But you put it on, and you pull the heat press down, and then it goes to the shirt.
You know
And then
what
I
would
did
be
one
cool?
backwards.
You're probably not going to be able to make it by the time that I come down because you have to get the shit. But like if it said judge, it'd be cool to have like remember Dread, his face, Judge Dread.
I can make whatever, man. I can make that tomorrow, and I can make it now and get it tomorrow. We'll have to
Judge
talk
Dredd?
off the air because, huh? Why you want to be Judge
The
Dredd?
well, no, just judge and just have like the picture of Judge Dredd or something on it, man. Just any kind of judge. Doesn't matter. It could be due
I'll
from
put
Night
Judge
Court. I
Judy
don't
on
give
that
a
bitch
fuck.
for you.
I mean, it could
You
be
want
Harry from
Harry?
Night Court.
You want
I don't
Harry
give a
from Night
fuck.
Court? You didn't think I'd know that name, did you? Who
Uh-uh.
was the artist that he loved?
Huh?
Come on. Who was the artist, the
Who's that?
musician that he loved? Harry from Night
Who,
Court.
Harry?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Come on.
was it was like what, Beethoven or something, or
No. Mel
it was
Torme.
that kind of music, huh?
It was Mel Torme.
Oh, Mel Torme. That's what that's from. Yes, I kept thinking Jerry Seinfeld because that's around the same time. But yeah, Mel Torme.
That's good
Yeah, but
stuff.
it
This
was that
kid right
kind of
here, by the
era.
way, if you ever need to phone call anybody for a movie quote or a movie something, this kid right
Trivia
here
shit.
is a movie savant. If you don't know the movie, he knows it, he's seen it, and he will tell you the line of it and who's in it. He's ridiculous when it comes to movies. I don't think there's a movie you haven't seen.
What's the
It's
newest
quite
movie
funny.
What's the newest one that you seen?
What did I just watch? It wasn't. I'm going through Netflix and stuff like that right now. I'm not in love with some of the stuff. It's so blase blah, cookie cutter stuff.
Right.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the last one I just watched.
Are you familiar
I
with
don't
this
know.
new the Beekeeper?
I saw that. What is that?
I just watched it today. It's got Statham and it's pretty badass, man.
And then I
Pretty
saw
badass.
all this stuff keeps popping up because you watch certain things on your Netflix and stuff like that. So again, I want to say I watched Talladega Nights. I think I watch everything with with Will Ferrell in it,
Shake
just
and
over and
bake,
over.
baby.
You can say it a
Right.
million times. It ain't never going to get old. Shake and bake. I got a new nickname. I'm a magician. Now you see me? Now you don't. Got to admit, that's pretty good. All right. That's it.
It's okay. Just say really, really thin pancakes. Remember when his phone is arm, he's like, say you
I
love
love crepes.
crepes. I won't.
No,
I'll break it. He breaks it. Just say, I love really, really thin pancakes.
I live
Yeah,
here
you
now.
like
I'll
Will
drink my
Ferrell,
beer
don't
like
you?
this.
You're a big Will Ferrell freak, huh?
I love Will Ferrell. Some of them, I can't believe he's done so many movies.
I can't ride with Elf though. That's one movie I cannot ride with is Elf.
What? You kidding
No, do
me?
not like. Nope, I stay away from it every Christmas season. I see it out. It's on somewhere I will never watch. I've seen it like
You
once
know
and I
who
hate it.
directed it, right? The guy from uh not Wedding Crashers.
He's
What's his name?
just
You know the guy?
wait, tell you is it the fucking Coens or who is it?
Ah, he was in Spidey. He's in Spider-Man, and he's the heavyset guy, the driver for who's Spider-Man's buddy, and he's also ex. That's a John Favreau. See, you were dying at it to tell me that, weren't you?
You call it
You know who
Spider
John
Man's
Favreau
buddy,
is.
but you're talking about it was Iron Man's. It was
He was
Iron
Iron
Man's
Man's
guy.
like right hand
Yeah,
guy. Yeah. So, but
he
he created that.
he grew up through films with Vince Vaughn. Vince
Yeah.
Vaughn and him played a lot
Yes.
of movies together growing up when they came up together. Yeah.
You know what? I believe I watched The Intern last. I think that was with those Vince Vaughn and where they went to Google. That was a pretty good movie. And now
Yeah,
we're
it's
just talking
got
random movies.
what's his name's brother in it from Pineapple Express. It's got his little brother in it.
Pineapple
Spider
Express
Man
was a
too.
good movie.
It's from Spider Man too. What's his name, man? Come on, tell me real quick. He was the baby Green Goblin in Spider Man. What's the actor's name, man? I can't
Oh,
remember.
yeah,
What's
my
his
favorite
name?
movie with him is End of the World or The End is
It's
Near.
on, yeah, he's in that too. He's like, hey, check it off in my magazine. All right,
Everywhere.
man. We're just rambling on about bullshit now. We're just it's over
That's what people
here,
want to
just
hear.
over here,
I
just
do it
over
everywhere.
here.
Oh God, that movie. That you want to watch a great movie? What's that called? End is near, or the end is, or something. That's a.
The
This
end.
is the end. What a
This is the end.
fantastic,
This is
funny.
the end.
You will laugh the entire movie. Just the actors that are in it, and it's just
Channing
worth
Tatum at the
watching.
end. Channing
Yeah,
Tatum
I
at the
love
end.
him. I love him. Oh yeah, that'll make you laugh right there. All right, Jersky, get some water in you. I know you went partied last night, but you got the ride, baby. So we're getting
Oh
everything
yeah,
together here.
absolutely.
I'm picking up the programs for Bike Week today. After this, I'm going to go pick up the programs. Those are ready. Starting to get the bike ready
Battery.
right now. Huh?
Battery. Your
Battery,
battery.
getting the bike ready. I got to see if I can find you a bike. I got to find a bike for Jeremy to ride for Bike Week. I talked to
Or find
Paulie.
you a
I know
bike
he,
and I'll ride your bike, vice versa.
yeah,
Find you
because
a bike
probably
and
the
I'll ride
better
your
way to
bike.
do it is for me to ride somebody's bike and you ride mine. So we're working on that. I'll find you a bike. We'll get something going because there's no way we're not going without having you a bike. All right, everybody. This was Full Throttle Vision. We talked to Robey. We talked some movie stuff. We talked all types of things going on. You want to see our bike show list? Go to our Facebook page, FloridaFullThrottle.com. Make sure you watch us on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube page. I don't know where that button is. They say smash that button. Smash the subscribe button to our YouTube page because this is where we host it on our YouTube page. You got the Full Throttle Vision with Tony and Jersky. We record every Wednesday. When if you guys want to be on the show, shoot us an email. Let us know. We'll talk with you and your company, your business, and we'll see what's going on. So, Jeremy, take us out for the day.
See you guys. Enjoy your warm weather down there. Full throttle.
Full Throttle. See y'all.